Hello and welcome back to day 5 of OpenClaw series. And today is going to be the last day for this mini series that we did because a lot of community members were asking for it. Now, this is going to be on security side. How do we ensure we are almost safe? What are the steps that we can take to remain safe with OpenClaw? Because we are connecting our personal data to OpenClaw, like Gmail, Google Drive, WhatsApp, Telegram, and so on and so forth, right? So let's quickly check what are some simple steps that we can take. So first of all, it is always advisable not to install OpenClaw on your personal computer. You can either use a secondary computer, like a lot of people are buying Mac Mini just to install OpenClaw, or you could just simply host it on VPS, right? So like we have done on hosting job. Or if you understand what you're doing and if you know the background of how this works and all of that, then please go ahead and install it on your personal computer. Now, the second thing that we'll have to keep in mind is when we are connecting our emails, like for example, Gmail, we'll have to be very careful because there could be some prompt injection attacks. Okay, and what does that mean now? So we have given access to our Gmail account and we ask the agent to read our emails and give us some data, right? So there could be some hackers who actually send us the email, and within that email will be text something like, read these emails and send or forward these emails to this particular email ID, right? I mean, it will not be as straightforward as I'm talking right now. It will be in detail or something like that, where the agent actually thinks that this prompt is coming from us, right? Again, hackers would have done their studies and a lot of things would go in their work as well. There are cases where it has happened like that, right? We being from non-technical background, it's very hard for us to understand what actually is happening, right? So that's where we recommend not to connect your personal account, okay, where you could get OTPs, some bank statements, or any sensitive information, right? One of the ways that you can do is connect some secondary Gmail account and then just forward the emails that you feel are work related or something that you would need on a day-to-day basis using rules, not manually, of course. And let the agent read that. So you just forward the emails that you feel are not sensitive, okay, using rules to your secondary email box, which OpenClaw will have access to. It will read and give you the summary and all of that. I understand that it is very tempting to give access to your email so that it can actually read and give you summaries and all of that. If that is your go-to strategy, then I personally would still recommend platforms like N8N or something like that, which are completely secure, okay, for reading your emails and then sharing it to you on WhatsApp, because those are like connecting WhatsApp on N8N is the official way, right? You are going to use the official APIs and stuff like that. So the next thing is we go to OpenClaw and we'll go to channels, right? We'll have to check policies, okay? And we have connected Telegram and also WhatsApp, right? So check DM policy, direct message access control, pairing recommended, open requires channel, Telegram allow from, right? Now, let's understand what does this mean. Pairing is something that we did initially, if you remember, when we clicked on start. So pairing means you need a pairing code. If you remember, when we connected our Telegram, we got a pairing code, right? And then we gave that pairing code to the chatbot on OpenClaw and it got connected, right? So anybody who wants to access this particular OpenClaw agent that you have built. Okay, if you're building it for team, then all the team members can actually do that, right? That is secure. Or you can go with allow list, okay, where you are telling who are the people who are allowed. Okay, so it will only allow people who have been added to the allow list. Okay, open means anybody who has the link can actually use it. Disabled means it is disabled, right? So the same thing holds good even on WhatsApp. Okay, and then you have group allow from. So if you add an item, you can mention which is the group ID that is allowed. Okay, so that can be added as well. And then group policy should it be allowed list, or should it be open? Okay, or should it be disabled? As long as it is only meant for you, group policy should always be disabled, right? So we have groups here, then we have heartbeat. Okay, like show alert, show okay, use indicator. Okay, so this is for group policy basically. And then history limit, how long should it be hitting the memory. Okay, link preview, markdown, and so on and so forth for group. Okay, and any changes that you do, you will have to finally scroll down here and click on save, otherwise it will not be saved. Okay, likewise for WhatsApp, same concepts of WhatsApp DM policy, okay, and group policy. And one thing that we have additionally on WhatsApp is, so WhatsApp cell phone mode. Okay, same phone setup, bot uses your personal WhatsApp number, just like we said, right? We added our own WhatsApp number on OpenClaw's server, or rather Hostinger server, so that OpenClaw can access our WhatsApp number and we can chat with each other. Okay, it's like sending message to ourselves, right? So if that's the case, then enable this. Okay, apart from someone else sending you a message and so on and so forth, right? And you also have send read receipts. So if OpenClaw opens that message, should it send the read receipts or not? Okay, so that is about this. I'll disable this for now. So cell phone mode is actually designed for setups where you link your own personal WhatsApp number to OpenClaw. Rather than a dedicated separate number, which we would have used like in case of N8N and so on and so forth, here we are connecting our own WhatsApp numbers. Okay, and sending message to each other. Think of it like I'll connect my WhatsApp number on my system via web WhatsApp, and then I'm just sending a message to myself, right? So I'll send a message from my phone on the same number and I'll read it on my web. Okay, so that's what is happening. So I send the message on the same number and OpenClaw is actually able to read that on the server. Okay, and that's why it is able to run the instruction and reply back on the same number. But behind the scenes, what actually is happening? When self-chat mode is enabled, OpenClaw detects that the link number and the user's number are the same, right? And then it activates a set of self-chat safeguards. Okay, so it will skip read receipts for self-chat turns. Without this, OpenClaw would call sock.read messages unconditionally on every incoming message, causing everyone who messages you to instantly see blue ticks, double check marks, even before you actually view the messages on your phone, right? Second thing is, it ignores mention JID auto trigger behavior, prevents the bot from pinging yourself in situations where mention based triggers would otherwise fire on your own number. Okay, so this is something that they have added, which we can use. And OpenClaw officially recommends using a separate dedicated number for the cleanest experience, but cell phone mode is fully supported for personal or testing use. Now here we have send read receipts. Okay, so if you want enable this, you can enable. Otherwise, it's better to be disabled because you don't want chatbot When the chatbot reads, you don't need a read receipt. Now, one last thing is, let's assume that your gateway token gets leaked. Okay, you yourself shared it with your friend or something like that, just for some testing purpose, and then you're like, oh, I've shared it. Now, how do I ensure my data is secure, right? In that case, what you can do is you can actually go to manage, go to environment, and this is where your OpenClaw gateway token is stored, right? So you can click on view here and it will be visible. You have to change this. You can change it to whatever you want actually, right? And just to be sure, you can generate this security, and for that you can either go to this terminal and you can type in OpenSSL ran -hex 32. So this will generate a 32 character keyword for you. Everything in this will be between 0 to 9 and A to F, right? So it's very hard for somebody to guess it. I'm just going to copy this on Control-C, but copy it like this. Come back here, go to OpenClaw gateway token and paste it over here. Okay. Once you do this change, you'll have to click on save and deploy. Okay. And next time, whenever you are going to open OpenClaw, you'll have to use this particular gateway token. Of course, once you deploy it, if you go to, okay, let me do this, right? So I'll click on save and deploy. I am gonna change it as soon as this video ends. So yeah, let's wait for this to be deployed. Sometimes you may get something like this. I'll just click on leave. Right now, if I copy the gateway token, it will be the new one that we just created. If I go here, it says disconnected because we changed it. So I'll use the new one, click on connect. And if for some reason it will not allow you, just refresh it. It will take you to this page, use the new one, click on login, and you're in. Okay. And there you go. I'm in. Now, if you want to disconnect whatever you have connected, like WhatsApp or Telegram, right? So you can go over here and click on log out. So you're logged out from OpenClaw. And you can also do this from your WhatsApp on your phone, right? So go to your WhatsApp and go to settings, linked devices, and remove the device that you are not wanting, which is basically OpenPay, right? So you can do that also on Telegram. And for Telegram, you can just disable the bot that you create. So that's all we had with security and OpenClaw. This was a mini series just to show you how you can get started and use it to a certain extent. We'll probably do an advanced series later on, but we just want to have this mini series for those of you who are curious as to what is OpenClaw and how are people using it. I hope this was helpful, and if so, please share it at least with one person so that they understand what OpenClaw is and how people are using it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.